Peter Smith.
Thank you. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all here today. It's a great privilege to witness our armed forces veterans marching through the centre of our town to commemorate, not celebrate, commemorate 100 years to the day, 4th of August, when Britain entered the Great War. Called the Great War because it was literally bigger and more extensive than any fought before. Just like those people past and present, future generations will continue to reflect on this war, debate its causes, and why and whether it should ever have happened. However, all will forever be united in paying tribute to those millions of ordinary people who didn't really give up their lives, who had their lives horribly and brutally taken away. At Ypres in Belgium, the British Army lost a staggering 13,000 men in 3 hours, only to advance 100 yards. The first day of the Battle of the Somme took 60,000 casualties. The first day, the greatest loss ever suffered by the British Army. The Great War wasn't great for the 16 million who were killed and the 20 million wounded, making a total of 36 million casualties and ranking amongst the deadliest conflicts in human history. Of these, 10 million were military personnel, 1 million of whom came from Britain. 2 million people died from disease. 6 million were never found, presumed dead. And it's worth remembering also that it wasn't just Europeans who died. For example, 1 million Indian troops would serve overseas, of whom 62,000 of them died, and a further 67,000 were wounded. Then the war to end all wars sadly didn't, and served to be the siege for yet another world war just 20 years later. At the time of the outbreak of World War I, no women had to vote in Britain, and only those men over the age of 21 who owned property or who paid a certain level of rent could vote. In other words, vast numbers of those who joined up, many of whom told lies about their age in order to do so, were fighting and dying for their country. A country at that time that didn't even give them the vote. I think this is worth reflecting on too. In that horrible nightmare of a war, there were also some extreme acts of bravery. Walsall is very proud to have 2 Victoria Cross recipients from World War I. John Carlos, who came from just up the road in Tasker Street. His Victoria Cross is actually on display today, just as you enter the town hall. And if you haven't already looked at it, please try and take a minute to do so. The Victoria Cross, the highest and most prestigious award for gallantry, was awarded to John Carlos for his bravery in the face of death aboard HMS Caledon on the 17th of November 1917 at the Battle of Heligoland Bight in the North Sea. The award was posthumous. Although mortally wounded in the abdomen, he still went on serving the gun at which he was acting as a rammer and helping to clear the way for other casualties. He collapsed once, he got up, tried again, and cheered on the gun crew. And then he fell and died, just a week after his 21st birthday. Charles George Bonner was the other Victoria Cross recipient, and he came from Aldridge. He was 32 years old and a lieutenant in the Royal Naval Reserve during World War I, when on the 8th of August 1917, in the Bay of Biscay, the Atlantic, Lieutenant Bonner was with HMS Dunraven, when she was shelled by an enemy submarine. The lieutenant was in the thick of the fighting, and throughout the whole of the action, his pluck and his determination had a considerable influence on the crew, and for this he was awarded the Victoria Cross. Later in the year, we will go unveiling 2 commemorative paving stones, one each for John Carlos and for George Bonner, and details of these are on display in the town hall today. We've put on a variety of interesting informative stands, and thank you to all of those people who have played part in these displays today. It hadn't just miraculously appeared today, it's taken a long time. Thank you to the organisers of that. Have a look around at the 8 brass plaques on the wall. These name the military personnel from Walsall town who died. And behind me on either side of the stage are 2 paintings on the wall to look at. The longer-term competitive struggle before 1914 for new markets and colonies, especially between Britain and Germany, together with a system of alliance blocks between key European countries, and then the spark that set it off, namely the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, led to one country after another falling into war. Looking at what is happening in the world today, I hope that we have not already forgotten the true cost of war. Thank you all very much for coming today. Without the veterans, there would be no parade. But without the display stands and the general public, yourselves, there would be no event. Above all, today and this evening is a time to think about and appreciate all those who were involved in the bloody nightmare that was called World War I, and especially to think of those whose lives were sacrificed in the conflict. We can but hope that despite many conflicts after World War I, right up to the present day, people across the world will strive to find peaceful solutions to such conflicts, and that the lessons of history can be said to have been well and truly learned, can but hope. We all owe it to our ancestors to take a moment to appreciate what they did for us. For some, it was the ultimate sacrifice, and we will never forget what happened. So once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming here today. I hope you found the event moving, as well as very interesting in terms of the stands that are here in the town hall. So please enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you very much.
The Regiment Lieutenant Nursing Regiment. Mr. Mayor, Lord Lieutenant, sirs, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to make a small presentation celebrating the enduring links of the South Staffordshire Regiment, the Staffordshire Regiment and the Mercian Regiment in the town of Walsall. This photograph was taken in August 1914 of the 1st 5th South Staffordshire Regiment. The people in that photo there in 1918 storming the St Quinning Canal, and this shows them on parade in Walsall 100 years ago.